we're back.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria. Oh, and hi, Ponus. Just showed up for me. That's all right. We're just in sync. So today we have Astaroth.
Yep. And sorry, I'm slow on the uptake. And Caleil.
And this is associated with the Justice card in the Occult Tarot. And this one might be a little bit more interesting than the others, guys, because y'all know, like, some of the goddesses I've worked with, and my research in this one kind of like triggered me. It made me so upset. We'll get into that though, and maybe you'll be able to resonate on why I got upset with this one. But oh, yoga, yes, I got to start with yoga. And happy Saturday, happy Mercury retrograde. You too.
I was already having problems with my internet.
Earlier today, when I was trying to chat with you ladies, my recorder wouldn't work off and on. I had to restart the phone. Oh, it was crazy. And then all day today, anything it's like in my household, we communicate, the other person hears something completely different than what one's saying. And I'm like, okay. Okay, Mercury.
Yes.
Hi, Irish. Did you dye your hair, Amethyst?
It's not actually dye. It's like a conditioner. My daughter put it in. And I felt so bad for her because I found like the gloves afterwards. Her hands looked like Barney. Okay. And she had to go to work the next day. They were all purple. But yeah. And my scalp is still a little purple, but yes.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Ponus dyed their hair black. Well, that's what I did when I first moved here, but mine's all jacked up. Hello, and welcome to the live stream. Fun 3 weeks ahead of us. Yay. Hopefully Mercury will... Earlier, Maria was like, man, Mercury's all up in your business today. And I'm like...
You know what, though? I have to say this. My sister and I, we were talking yesterday. Before you even knew about Mercury retrograde, you never really noticed it, right?
I always felt like I didn't know much about it, or like, you know, like I do now, but I always felt like the sky would mess with us.
Mess with you.
You know, I always felt like the planets or the moon or sun or like just the sky would play with us.
Oh yeah. I never noticed it.
But
now I do. But sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Alrighty, so I guess I should get into it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start out with the Astaroth as the goetic demon. Then I'm going to give you a bit of information on why it triggered me and who I believe Astaroth really is from my own experience. Okay. So... in the Lesser Key of Solomon, Astaroth is a very powerful demon. In the dictionary Infernal, Astaroth is depicted as a nude man with feathered wings, wearing a crown, holding a serpent in one hand, and riding a beast with dragon-like wings and a serpent-like tail, which, as you can see from the Goetia as well, she's depicted, you know, roughly the same. And I know the Goetia puts her as like a male entity, but from my own experience, I've always gotten the feminine side of Astaroth, so I'm going to refer to her as a her for my own reasons. So according to the Ars Goetia, she's the 29th spirit, mighty strong duke, and was it the De Morum, or there was another source that actually said was a crowned prince, but from what I know, I thought it was a duke myself. And yeah, so also she is related to the jinn. I thought that was cool.
Ooh.
Her main assistants consist of 4 others: Aemon, Prusalis, Barbados, and Roshavrek. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. So her powers, according to some demonologists in the 16th century, August is the month during which this demon's attack against men are stronger. She can give future, past, and present events, secret things, liberal arts, and she likes to tell the story of creation and the fall of the jinn, or fallen angels, teaches mathematical science and handicrafts, and can make men invisible or lead them to hidden treasures, and answers questions formulated to them. Also said to give mortal beings the power over serpents, and is said to emit powerful fetid odor, like the poisonous breath of Astaroth. I'm sure we've all heard of that. And the magician has to make a silver magical ring in order to protect themselves from her poisonous breath, as the story goes. So gender, male/female. Zodiac would be 10 to 20 degrees Capricorn, ? Season, spring. Direction, southeast. Day, Friday. Planet Venus, metal silver. Gemstone diamond, element water. Colors, white and yellow, but I'm going to add red in there from my own experience. And body part, semen, and the tarot card Justice from that source. Now I want to kind of give you guys, I didn't want to, it just feels so wrong to me right now to carry on and on and on about her depiction in the Goetia. I'm sorry, I just feel really passionate about this one, guys. And I'm going to explain to you why now. So her origins before she was demonized go very ancient to a few different goddesses and different pantheons, and I wanted to discuss that with you guys. So yes, we all do know about Lilith and her links when it comes to Inanna and the Sumerian, right? Wasn't she Inanna's handmaiden, Rochelle?
Lilith was.
Lilith,
Yes.
right. So let's start with Astarte, though, because this is kind of who I initially saw her as when I first worked with her, but also I can see, like I've mentioned before, those different faces of that entity being these goddesses. And I'm not finished with it, but I did want to show off my red goddess, because I call Ishtar, Lilith, Inanna, Astarte, all of these goddesses, Aphrodite, Isis, I put them kind of as an umbrella term into the red goddess. That's how I see her. So it's not finished, but I made my own little travel evocation. I have lust oil in there I made, her sigil, her enchant and evocation there. Got the Star of Inanna with the red goddess holding it up. And yeah, so just wanted to share that. So let's get into Astarte. All right, so Astarte is one of a number of names associated with a chief goddess or female divinity of Canaanite and Phoenician and Akkadian pantheons, and is the feminine form of Ishtar. So Astarte was connected with fertility, sexuality, and war. So also Freya would be associated as well. Her symbols were the lion, the horse, and the sphinx, the dove, and a star within a circle indicating the planet Venus, which is quite similar to Ishtar again, or Inanna. So most representations often show her naked, and she's been known as the deified morning and or evening star. I mean, there's a little bit of like a Lucifer feel there too. I mean, the deity takes on many names and forms among different cultures, and according to Canaanite mythology, is one of the same as the Assyro-Babylonian goddess Ishtar, taken from the 3rd millennium BC Sumerian goddess Inanna, the first and primordial goddess of the planet Venus. Inanna was also known by the Aramaic people as the god Atar, did I say that right? Whose myth was constructed in a different manner by the people of Greece to align with their own cultural myths and legends. So Astarte was worshipped in Syria and Canaan beginning in the 1st millennium BC and was first mentioned in text from Ugarit. She came from the same Semitic origins as the Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar. The Greek pantheon, we would know her as Aphrodite. So, and this goes on to talk about, and she is like an Eastern goddess, but frequently she's synchronized to these other goddesses. That's kind of the point I want to make here, and give you like a rundown of who she is, like the bigger picture. So I'm going to move on to Ishtar now. Ishtar, which Babylonian and Sumerian Inanna in Mesopotamian religion, goddess of war and sexual love. Ishtar is the Akkadian counterpart of the West Semitic goddess Astarte. Inanna, an important goddess in the Sumerian pantheon, came to be identified with Ishtar, but it is uncertain whether Inanna is also of Semitic origin or whether, as is more likely, similarity to Ishtar caused by the two to be identified. So there's a lot more information out there, but my point being made is I was really upset because I feel like they demonized her so badly when Solomon, and religious organizations back in the day when they made these grimoires and stuff. We just had a conversation on another live I did about this, how they kind of throw us off or set us up for failure in these old grimoires to hold us from the proper information or exploration. So yeah, that was kind of my whole point. And working with her, I've grown to love that sensuality and that passion and that aggressiveness, because she's also very much in your face, very powerful, very, feminine, very raw. And I love that. So it just kind of pained me to see all this, her breath's poisonous, she'll kill a practitioner and he now. And that pretty much this is all the abilities this one can do for you, because I know through my own experience, there's so much more that this entity can be worked with doing for you. Let me get my notebook and I'll just read a couple of those out for you. Give you kind of a instance. So death magic, jinn magic, sex magic, fertility, female empowerment with sexuality, and yes, incubi and succubi can also be worked with and with this entity. Ancient sex rights, business, and political, and can make people invisible and grant the power over serpents, which I did already put. And let me just make sure I'm not missing anything else. The Goetia says that their biggest sin or her biggest sin would be laziness as well, but I don't know. I'm just like, meh. So usually I don't let, when we're discussing, the Goetia, and doing these every week, I usually don't let it get to me. But this week I was like, oh no, I had to kind of bring that to light. So what do you guys think about that? It felt wrong to me, working with her behind the scenes as closely as I do. It felt wrong to me to speak of her in this type of way. Um, so I'm going with my instinct here, guys, just, for this week. But, oh, and the justice, it was Mott, right?
Yes. The
So,
Egyptian goddess Mott, she would carry the scales, and there would a feather against your heart. And if your heart weighed more than the feather, then your soul was not pure, your heart was not pure, and you went straight to hell.
right. And see,
Yeah.
there was also sources I found, guys, that connected her to Mott as well, which I found interesting, seeing that we are talking about the Justice card. So, yeah, so we ready for the angel? Well, let me see these comments quick. I got
I think you did right by saying something, because to be honest with you, it just really, as a woman, pisses me off.
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
say it. It pisses me off, because
Me too.
that is precisely why I am not a Christian anymore. For things like that.
Mm-hmm. I was irate today. I had to rant to Rochelle early. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is going to turn into a screaming feminine video, because, man, the way they just take female sexuality and all these things, that this goddess kind of surrounds and dominates over. And it's like, oh, to demonize it so badly. Like, no. I was hissing at my computer.
It just shows me the fact that they are so strongly trying to say, don't work with this particular person. Mm-hmm. It shows me that the reason that they're doing that is because this particular goddess could actually help, not demoness, goddess, could actually help empower you.
Right.
And we don't want that.
Exactly. And I was talking about the other day how I think, like, take this Solomon's Goetia or Lesser Key of Solomon, how they tell you to summon them up, trap them and bind them and threaten them with like angels and stuff. A lot of practitioners found that does not work, and that's going to piss them off. So it's like, you can't help but wonder, do they put those things in here purposely to cause issues? But
your man is telling me to chill out.
Oh no, we don't water ourselves.
There. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, sir, but do you have a vag? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, baby. I love you. Bonus says, oh, did you see your comments from the last live? Some guy or woman were talking about sins and God. Oh, you mean the 7 paragraphs trying to save my soul and telling me I have a choice to either be damned for life or be saved? Yeah. I know before I used to sneer at it, and I would like purposely say something to try to get to them. But then again, now I'm starting to view it in a different way. I feel like they truly do believe they're trying to help me, even though it annoys me and I want to just be like, shut the hell up.
Very well played.
Good man.
Men.
Well, I guess he got me there.
Yeah.
But I think that when Christians are doing that, because I get them so often, I usually remove them because it just annoys it does. I'll just be like, I don't believe the same thing, but thank you. I know you're trying to save my soul and all, but like, I appreciate that. However, go.
Exactly. Worry about your own judgmental soul, okay?
And what's funny, the profile was called The Messenger and had an angel, which I thought that was really cute. I did. I saw what they were trying to do there, and they weren't really rude, but also it gives me that like cringe, So I guess I try to acknowledge that they're trying to help, but it, ugh,
Yes.
sorry, I'm trying to catch up. The comments scrolled as I was ranting.
You got that right.
Mm. Oh,
Know
yeah.
what to do.
I would rather, thank you, Michelle, Practitioner's Instinct than a book that wrote down from other authors had written prior to that. Yeah, thank you for that, Maria, because, I mean, y'all, the more you talk about her, him, the more sounds are coming from different places in my apartment.
Interesting.
That's good. That's good. Everyone needs a bit of them goddesses' passion or influence in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I love the way these spirits are strong, feminine, etc. But these men write them as very crazy, very dangerous, right? And I think that's what pissed me off. Like, that's what pissed me off.
Women are dangerous, or can be, when you treat them like that.
Yes. Alrighty, and what else we got here? I walked into that. Yeah, rub it in. Rub it in.
You see what Maria said?
Wait, oh.
Match and point. Your serve.
Once you get one, then full an army of them come. Might as well think they have mass emails sent to save your soul. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You ladies are at it again. Hello, and thanks for the stream. Hello, Dice Controller, and welcome back. Yes.
We're always at it, aren't we?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
When I first read the key, I thought, what the fuck? If I was that spirit, I would go fuck them up first chance I get. I established my own way of working with dark entities that feels much better. I so agree. And that's something I've been trying to break the stigma of, is the way these were written out with these entities was a program from religious organizations, that we should not fear them in the way that they say we should. Should we take heed to their power? Should we take heed to their shadow sides and magic with them? Of course, that's with any magic. But should we be afraid of them, that they're waiting in the corners just to steal our soul and help us burn for eternity? No, no. These ancient, powerful beings, and most of them being deities at one point or another, they got better shit to do, I think.
I think you're absolutely right. And the fact that the more the stories get to where you shouldn't be, that's the stuff that you should be looking at, because I believe that those are like I said, those are the ones that are going to help you, that are going to help empower you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think history has been written in a certain way because there was an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want me to talk about the angel? There's not a whole lot about this angel.
That's okay.
It's Caleil, and it's the 18th angel of the shaman. I don't even remember the name of it. The 72 angels. It's 18. And so it says that this particular angel, you would contact this angel for absolute truth, to eliminate all doubt, prove innocence, divine justice, I can't even talk, karmic vision, which is kind of neat, tribunal of conscience, discerns what is right. So if you are trying to make a decision one way or the other, and you've got so much information and you can't easily discern what is right and what's wrong, what's being fed like faults, this would be your angel to go to. Understands the interaction between good and evil, respects divine laws, perfect judgment and honesty. So if also somebody is lying to you, or you're trying to get to the truth of the matter, or if somebody has slandered you and you are trying to get them to speak the truth about you, this would also be your angel to work with. If you are going through some sort of lawsuit or something like that, and you want the truth to come out on your side, this is also another angel to work with. This is an angel of judges, magistrates, lawyers, notaries, integrity, love of justice. What were you going to say?
Can I add something? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but as you're going along there, I'm questioning this because that angel you're speaking about reminds me of what a light counterpart to Belial would be. I think, in my opinion, Belial would have been better as far as like justice or maybe judgment. It's just, but I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
No problem. Discovers divine truth, rediscovers the source of elevation, profoundly understanding that being right and just is the only path to true peace, serenity, and inner well-being, capacity to see through intentions. So if you are confused about somebody, you're not exactly sure what their intentions are for you, this would be another angel to work with. The human distortions for this particular problems with truth and justice, condemnation, uses justice for the sole purpose of material gain, personal enrichment, seeks to win rivalries. So if you're in a rivalry with somebody, this could be another angel to use. Because see, that's another thing that I said when we were talking about it before. The things that these angels would do if you ask them, it's no different than the demons. They'll do just about anything that you ask them if it's in their ballpark, which is not always good stuff. Well, you know, whatever. They're one and the same, in my opinion. So if somebody's false witness, false evidence, unfair trial, adversity. It also says in this other book, because that's from this book here. But this one here says, and you had mentioned something about this with Astarte or Astaroth, about the invisible, right?
Right.
Well, it says here, the power to avoid enemies. There are times when you want to defeat or overcome an enemy, and other times when it is wiser to work in the background, out of sight, so that you can overcome the enemy at a later time. If you need this power, Caleil can make sure that you do not encounter your enemies while you make your plans. This works even if you are unsure who your enemies are. The power to be less visible. Sometimes you want to lie low and not be noticed by others. If you feel the need to disappear from the world for a while, call on this angel to make you less visible. This works on a physical level, so people cannot see you clearly, and prevents people from thinking about you or remembering you. Tell the angel how long you want the effect to last. If you change your mind and want it to end sooner, perform the ritual for one day on any day, but change your request, asking the angel to reverse your request. And the power to confuse your enemies. This power works best against those who say false things about you or people who try to distract you from your life and work. When your enemies think about you, they will experience confusion, making them unwilling to fight you and making it easier for you to defeat them. Yeah. And then I'm just going to show you. Here is the seal. And oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys.
You had it pretty good. I know it's words.
Yeah, it's just too difficult. All right, here, maybe if we do this. There we go. That's what it looks like, the invocation.
Very nice. if you guys wanted to invoke or work with Astaroth, I do have videos on Astaroth and the goddesses we talked about. And also, if you're already trying to work with them as a demonic entity and it's not working, try acknowledging her as Astarte or one of the other goddesses with that. I forgot to mention that earlier, and it might help you out and bring you a bit more success. Also, if she, I mean, you can use Astaroth for certain baneful things, but other baneful, like really bad baneful things might be an issue if like the person doesn't deserve it or those type of aspects. So, okay.
It is associated also with, in the Tree of Life, the Kabbalah, Lamed is the letter, and you can see it is going from, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see this. And where's my glasses? No, I can't find my glasses. Watch, they're right in front of me somewhere. Oh, here they are.
Love it.
Gabura 5 to Tipperath 6. That is the path. And it is Libra, which makes sense to me because Venus rules Libra. And it's mentioned very, very much with all of the other associations, Venus, the planet Venus, right? All right.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Oh, which I do want to let you guys know, which I will be talking about it soon, how both I know we know angels, but how demons too are related to like the Kabbalah. And I want to talk with Rochelle in the future, you know, once we get all our research and such done, because we're kind of looking into it, you know, but it might be quite a few months away. But how you can work the Kabbalah in the tree of knowledge, tree of death, tree of, you know, all aspects of that. So that will be interesting. And pretty soon, I think we'll be discussing here, both of us talking about the layers of heaven and the layers of hell as well. So I'm excited for that coming up.
I find it all just extremely interesting. I mean, what is the expression here? As above, so below, like a mirror. So, right?
And what's interesting is, well, that video you had showed me the other day, that one like made a lot of sense as far as like the underworld goes and all of that, but also every tree of life in every pantheon, we know like multiple different pantheons or cultures have their own version of the tree of life. Like Norse, it was Yggdrasil, and so on and so forth. But it seems to me like the roots are always stretching into the underworld and the branches are always into the heavens. And then you have like the stump there where we kind of seem to be in the middle. And I think that can open up a lot of ideas, a lot of doors, and a lot to discuss. So I'm excited to see what we uncover about all that and can share with you guys.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any questions or anything about these entities, or have any of you ever worked with Astaroth or Caleil? I'm interested to know.
I'm actually interested if hell exists, because I think it's a pile of shit, LOL. But since a lot of people believing in one thing can actually make it something true, I'm kind of in the middle. See, I believe that, like what you just said there. I think originally hell was, it probably hasn't come up for you yet. I think hell was actually them talking about the underworld, you know, going down into the inner earth, right? And then stories, but I believe that if a lot of people believe in something, they can actually create that.
Oh, yes.
So.
Most definitely. I mean, everything in existence was thought of first, came from a thought I don't feel like it's a burning like a fire. Could there be like, certain brimstones in the earth? Probably. But
Volcanoes. Yeah.
right. But is it like a actual like a fire? I don't believe so. And I believe Dante's Inferno was just a reference to his journey through different layers in the inner earth with those beings and such.
Mhm.
So it'll be really interesting to talk about. Never worked with either. Hell on earth. Yeah. Right now, all I'm doing is given sexual energy and slept with Astral Sidral, a few other offerings and stuff about it. Hey, you're establishing that connection, that link. That is awesome. And an entity like that would love some sexual energy. So definitely. Yeah, so I found it interesting too. I mean, I never really linked Freya under that until today too, when I seen how Inanna and them was associated with war and stuff as well. And then I'm like, well, so interesting just how you can see their face everywhere, but in different archetypes. I love it. J.S. Garrett sells an Astarte talisman that is powerful. I did see that. I just prefer to make it on my own. But yeah, they do a lot of things with like Astarte, I think, in Astaroth. I've seen a few of them at least. I do like the water. I think one of them over there, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to like say the wrong thing about another like creator, but I think they made something called like slut water. And if I'm not mistaken, they worked with Astarte while making that, and I thought that was just genius. So I pretty much manipulated and thought up
During
my
like
own.
the last storms, right? During like the last storms, yeah.
Yeah, they gave me the idea of me making my own lust oil. I just changed it up, did my own thing with that, and like took from inspiration from their idea with that. But I mean, they do some interesting things, I do enjoy watching their content because they are really decent practitioners. And what's interesting is when I first, watched a lot of them, I'm like, wow, like this is a whole new world. Kind of how you say you viewed me, Rochelle, was how I was viewing them before I dived into like the left-hand path and stuff. And I just loved it. But then some people say they sound kind of weird on the internet, but once you read their material and like their books they write and stuff, you're like, wow, like these people, they're on a whole nother level, like the knowledge they bring. So really interesting stuff. Something you crafted yourself is a better energy for your work than something pre-made by someone else, in my opinion. I do agree with that. I do. Yes.
I agree to a certain level on that. I think that you should make your own stuff, but if you have the ability. But if you are also adding somebody else's powerful magic to your own, I think it can strengthen it, as long as you're sure what the actual intent of that magic that was created is going toward. So like taking a little bit of one of their oils and putting a few drops into your own oil and then anointing, I think it's damn powerful.
Amplified. I agree with that. I do. I don't think either way is wrong. I think they both could add, I love that. Love that. But, well, we got done quite quick today, didn't we? So don't forget, guys, tomorrow I will be having another live with Lady Knight of Avalon. We'll be talking a bit more in depth. I know Rochelle and I did last time. Was it Gabriel and Beelzebub? Well, I've worked with Beelzebub personally. I know you're just starting with Gabriel, and Maria has worked with Gabriel. So we're going to do a little live tomorrow talking about our personal experiences with these entities when we worked with them. And then Monday, don't forget, are you a psychic? And I'll see you guys soon. Oh, yes, the next angel or demon. Thank you, Maria.
Yes, thank you.
I would have forgot again. Again.
Oh.
Oh. Yes, if you're okay with it.
What? Who'd you get?
My man.
Ooh, oh my gosh, yes.
And my
Which one is
card,
that?
Death.
Death. Oh, that's perfect because I'm in a death year. And I think Lucifer is definitely. Let me find it in here. I think Lucifer is definitely trying to help us right now.
Oh,
You and I
yeah.
have talked about that.
And Lucifer, wow. Oh, you have no idea. Like, oh, wow.
Maya?
It's what it appears to be. Interesting.
God, the end of the universe. Endings and rebirth influences health and longevity. Interesting. This is going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I want to learn a whole bunch about Lucifer.
Oh, so. I think, I mean, it's a bit soon to say, but Lucifer, I love so much. Oh my God. Like, Belial would be second for me. Belial's kind of chaotic, got that very like in your face energy. But Lucifer, oh, the other night on my full moon ritual, he fully manifested in front of me. And I believe it was when we said the ancient power line, he materialized. And I was like, wow, like an entity like him that shows up. Oh gosh, like he's becoming like.
I think you guys are connected now since that last ritual that you did. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
No, draw a card. Oh.
Universal usages, Slut-water. The Alchemist released a video about it yesterday. Awesome.
Very cool.
I was yelling at the screen, no, draw a card. Thank you.
Yes,
nice.
Thanks.
All hail Lucifer. Yes. Yes. Lucifer's cool. Hell yes. All right. So you guys do know this series is based off the Goetic spirits. I'm sorry I got so triggered this week and was like, I feel like I'm going to feel like that again next week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay true to like what we started with, the Goetic. I mean, I can talk about my experience after what we present, but also I'm going to be doing videos very soon of the ones I've already worked with and how they manifest and work with me and what I feel about that entity thus far. And Lucifer's one, maybe I'll do it Monday, actually. I wanted to do real in-depth good ones on like the ones I've worked with so far. So I can't wait.
I was just going to say though, honey, I mean, with the fact of you saying, you want to go through the Goetic and that's what it was supposed to be about. I think the reason why this is so important is because to show all the information that is out there, not just with the, the Kabbalah and the Goetia. And like, what's the word? Like breaking down, barriers and stuff. And you have actually personally worked with, some of these beings.
Yeah.
And I think everyone here would agree that it's more important. Yeah, maybe get the basics out of the way and then expand on that. That's what people really want, because anybody can just research this stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, I think you're right. I just didn't want to start something and change it. However, I do feel that's right as well. So would you guys be down for that? Like exploring the goetic like information and then hearing a little bit more emphasis on how I've worked with them. And if I didn't, we'll just stick to our normal weekly information about them, because I haven't worked with all of them. But I have worked with a few, quite a few. There are lesser ones that I haven't found in the Goetia that I've worked with as well, but I'm looking to find out a bit more about these ones. So really interesting stuff.
They're all saying yes, 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 yes.
Okay. All right. Great. See, I just wanted to stay like true to why I started it. Just exploring different sources. And the whole idea when I started this series was to show people that these are pretty much the same archetype, just the lighter and the shadow side of the same energy. And to really kind of break that stigma. But I think to truly break that stigma, Rochelle is right. And this is why I love her. Thank you. She makes me see the light.
Just be you, honey. Be you. That's why they're here, is because they want to know your experiences.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
I'm trying to get over that secretiveness. Like, I know those that have been following me for a while, I'm like, I want to put so much of my pathworks and stuff out, but I get so secretive. I'm like, no, this is mine. Can't share it. No. Or I just think people think I'm nuts. But yeah, so that feels right. And thank you for bringing that up. And thank you guys for your input. So I will definitely do that. And also starting next week, we were playing with a little bit of ideas, and I think I'm going to throw a bit more into the Demons and Angels series. Not sure what yet, but I'm going to get with Rochelle and talk about it just to make it a bit more.
Run it by me first, please. So I'm just like, what's that about?
Of course. I've got to talk to my partner in crime, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for showing up and chatting with us. And yeah.
This is awesome.
And we will see you probably tomorrow. I hope you'll be there. It'll be really awesome.
I'll be there.
And have a good night.